Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And welcome to a news show tip. Our topic today is Bahrain.
So what do you know about it? About the revolutions in Egypt?
Yes.
What do you know about them?
At the beginning they were quite successful, using, for example, the new language Globish. But nowadays it seems like the military took over and nothing really changed. Oh, except the president is gone.
Okay, and what did you hear about Bahrain?
About Bahrain, to be honest, I know the word and... Bahrain. If I'm answering, I didn't hear anything about it, I'm quite stupid, obviously.
Okay, so you don't know anything about it, actually?
No, not really.
Okay, thank you.
Have you heard about the revolutions in Egypt and Syria?
Yes.
Do you know a lot about them, or
No.
so you're not well informed?
No, I'm not well informed.
And do you know there's a country called Bahrain?
The one you write with an H in the middle?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
And do you know anything about it?
No.
Thank you.
That's it. Okay.
Do you think that the topic is neglected in the media?
I would say so, yeah. There isn't all that much that you hear about that. I heard the last time I heard about it was in connection with the last Grand Prix, yeah, which was a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Since February 2011, uprisings have been happening in Bahrain. These demonstrations, at first peaceful, had turned into a never-ending nightmare. So far, more than 3,000 people have been detained by the government. Amongst them, Abdulhadi Al-Kawaya, a human rights activist who was sentenced to life imprisonment. Not only was his trial conducted without the basic rights that a human being should have, but he was also tortured and force-fed after a 3-month hunger strike. The main reason for the imprisonment was politically motivated, and the prisoners were denied basic legal rights.
Apart from guns, the police forces used tear gas, which caused the suffocation of hundreds of innocent citizens. However, the government denies these accusations of using torture methods and does not give in to the international press pressure from, for example, the UN High Commissioner of Human Rights, Navi Pillay, who has stated that all of the 502 imprisoned people should be freed immediately and have all charges dropped. In theory, the workers have the right to strike to enforce their rights and interests, but in practice, the rights are restricted. This includes a prohibition on strike in the oil and gas, education, and health sectors.
Although there are many women in high positions in the Bahraini cabinet, Bahrain's customs and practices tend to limit women's rights with regards to marriage and divorce. Yet they have the freedom to drive cars and own property, unlike in other Arab states.
After all this information, you may ask yourself why the USA, as a very influential power, does not intervene in the Bahraini affairs. This is a very complex situation. However, we will try to explain it in a simple yet effective way. After the Gulf War in 1991, the US signed a defense agreement with Bahrain. But the interesting fact is that the US, due to this agreement, has access to Bahraini facilities. The US-Bahraini relationship is not limited to this agreement with the end of the Gulf War. Furthermore, the US stationed the Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain. More than 6,000 troops and contractors are stationed in Bahrain right now.
In 2004, a free trade agreement was signed between the two countries, which allowed for commerce without regulations and barriers. This agreement led to the export of aluminum to the United States and the import of weapons to Bahrain. Initially, they intended to send $53 million worth of weapons during this revolution, but human rights activists prevented this from happening, so only $1 million worth of arms have been sent there this year. Bahrain is a small island state near to the western shores of the Persian Gulf. It is governed by the forceful hand of the Sunni Al Khalifa royal family. This state was founded in 1783, and ever since there have been social difficulties and conflicts caused by the Shiite majority. Independence was gained in 1971 from the United Kingdom. In our opinion, the situation is dramatic and urgent, and people in the West are not made aware of the fact that Bahrain is having political problems. Although it is not a Western concern, Bahrain would desperately need our attention and help.
Although Bahrain is unknown by most and not a subject of daily news, it does play an important role in our civilization. It is supplying European and North American countries with oil and gas, also harboring large structures such as the World Trade Center, the Financial Harbor, and the Bahrain Formula One Grand Prix, which just recently has drawn a lot of attention to the 33 islands that the Bahrain Kingdom consists of. We use this opportunity to raise the consciousness about the 750 square kilometer large country. We hope you feel better informed now. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
And keep your eyes and ears open.
Lovely.